Good morning, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. I am back. No, I'm just kidding. I apologize for not being here yesterday. Weird thing happened. I actually slept in, and I don't sleep in. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I hit a point in my life where I could relax for half a second. But I definitely slept in yesterday. So apologies to everybody that is normally here with me in the morning. Johnny, shout out to Johnny Killa. Thanks for reaching out to me on Twitter, making sure I'm okay. And what is going on here? Interesting. All right. There's a little something's a little off in the world today. I am definitely recording the wrong screen. Give me 1 second here. Properties, wrong one. There we go. That's better. Ha! I'm back. Good morning, Johnny. All right, we have a little bit of news to go over. Not a ton. And we'll get into the calendar, and then we'll look at some futures for the day. And you know what? I hope you, please tell me y'all took this play. I handed it to you on a platter, right? $10 move in Etsy, easy peasy lemon squeezy, cup and handle forming, continuation on today. I'm on a pullback to 133, 134. Watch the 200. Let's just call it 133.50 support, right? Slingshot squeeze getting ready to set up. Right, MACD is going to cross over. Etsy's going to be a multi-day runner. Let's not forget, Etsy can move up 145. It's got another $10 day in it, as long as it holds that 200-day, 15, 30-minute chart. All right. The other thing that I need to say, and this is probably the most important thing, is that I do have an imposter on Twitter, and that I will never, ever reach out to you first. Okay, if you reach out to me, then you know me well enough to know I speak proper English. I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for any personal information. I will freely give mine. Yeah, pullbacks should be good. Okay. I like bug winners too, Johnny. My man. Johnny's audible. He's about it. He's like, bro, you okay? All right. Like, thanks for caring. I really do appreciate it, honestly. All right, Twitter in the news again, you know. Well, there it is. Big pop kind of just rode the wave yesterday. I don't know if this is a bull flag breakout, but it ran into its 200-day on its 4-hour yesterday and got smacked down. So exhaustion, does it have enough juice to get above the 200 monthly mid and go para-boomer? I don't think so. I think we need a pullback. Looking at weekly top, possibly 4-hour top. That'd be as low as 45.65, right? That seems to line up pretty well. If we ran a fib off of this from the high to the low, right? 618 retrace play, banger. The IV will be extremely outrageous, so you would have to probably go closer to the money, further out in time, and really only try to grab 30, 40, 50%, right? Don't try to think it's going to be $1,000 gainer, okay? Twitter should be fun though, okay? Tiva, I mean, I used to trade this just because of the name. Upgraded, they got an upgrade. Yes, it's a penny stock, and that's okay, because guess what? I don't know if you knew this or not, but the flow index, the new flow index, magically works on penny stocks. So if you are interested in the pennies, flow index works on it. Okay. Yeah, that's a big deal. I'm trying to talk to some penny stock people to see if I can get some support in this, in being able to utilize the flow index for pennies, because that's where most people get their start. And I usually trade pennies on Fridays as commons, just because it's way slower You think that pennies move fast, but they actually move pretty slow compared to Friday options, right? Okay. Tiva upgraded overweight from equal, raises its target to 13 from 10. Right? Tiva has room to move, y'all. Blowout top, trifecta mode. It's got room. It's got legs. What do? We throw a fib up. We look for some support levels, buy the bounce, catch the rip. Okay. Yes, the flow index is up, trading with price action. Pretty decent. Change Healthcare and United Healthcare's Optum, a diversified health company services, extend their merger agreement until December 31st, 2022. That is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was this. Sorry. Don't need a report on that. MicroStrategy bought about 4,100. Oh, Bitcoin news. Not Bitcoin related, but Bitcoin. We'll get into it. That's next up. Just wait. Okay. Evergrande agrees to pay their advisor fees from a bondholder group that is working with the company to restructure their debt. Evergrande is that Chinese company that can really blow up the market. And here it is, Mara. Double news on Mara. Number one, CEO said the cryptocurrency miners open to the possibility of being purchased at the right price. The company is among the globe's biggest public Bitcoin mining companies with a market cap of approximately $2.9 billion. At 200 days, killing things, smacking into it. We're going to get a lot of retests of the 200 this week. Okay. Next piece of news from Mara is that it announces Bitcoin production and mining operation updates for March. From Q4 2021, total Bitcoin holdings is 9,374. Pretty big. Okay. So what I see is this. Lots of mid work here. Off the monthly mid for our bottom, moved up above for our mid. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to happen. MACD crossover getting ready to set up. Right. Primary MACDs are positive. Daily sloping down, but the 4-hour weekly are up. Intraday timeframes, MACD is going to get some good crossovers there. Slingshot squeeze, kind of choppy a little bit there. But what we look for is we'll look for this break of the 200 days. So above 29.75, right? Which is also weekly mid. We're going to target 4-hour and daily top at 30, 50, and 31 respectively. If we can get through this and grind our way up, 32 is a possibility. Okay. Lots of nice things have happened with this. This one's set up good to go. I'm going to put this on my watch list. Let's just go ahead and get a little bit deeper into Mara just for a second, because guess what? We need to start picking some options in the morning. I have to do it because what happens is I shut down half an hour before the bell and I have to go through this whole thing again and try to find a play for the day. Yes, I play the same 5 stocks every week, but it'd be nice to be able to grab some of these momentums. So a little bit concerned, daily MACD is going to either bounce or cross down. So we're coming right off of this monthly mid, right? Let me get rid of some of this. MACD pullback bounce, right? That's what we're looking for here. Support here, move up, monthly top 50. Yeah, that's asking a lot. But that $32, $33 range, that's not asking too much, is it? Is it really not? Oh, come on. I forgot to save all my studies. I had major computer problems yesterday. Like I was panicking. I was losing everything. For real though. Up and back and up and back and up and back and up and back and up again. Possibly. Let's see what we got going on here. So 2-hour chart. Right, 2-hour chart up out of the daily. I got to change these. So daily MACD's up, daily or 2-hour MACD's up, daily move up to 30, right? At daily top, 30, 50, 31. Definitely think we can see that today, especially with that news. If we do get a pullback, that's even better. Entry, we have support down to 28, okay? And then finally, riding that weekly mid, right? Look at this move right here. So 4-hour chart, 4-hour MACD crossover and up, still looking good. Got to get up above this weekly mid. Weekly tops at 40. That would be a big move, especially if we're only targeting like 32, 33. Get some extra time, maybe go a little further out. Looks good to me. And then finally, 4-hour, 15-minute, right? All right. 15-minute chart. Holding the 15-minute Celt, right? So we need to get long above it, right? So I said, wait till we get above 30, right? We could fall into just set an alert below 29.30. We come back down and we test 29 or 29.25. Somewhere in here, maybe 15 bottom, and then make the move. This 15-minute MACD needs to cycle down and up again. Okay, so there may be a little bit of pulling back at the open and then longer day move. Okay, as far as options are concerned on Mara, these are dirt cheap, right? You can go watch your Delta 70s. So on that pullback, right? Like I said, we pull back to that $28 level. These will get a little bit cheaper. Lots and lots of open interest to the 30s. The 35s for this week look, or that's next week. Yeah. Hey, 30, 35s for next week. Those are dirt cheap. Come on. Those 35s are 34 cents. Delta 14. Nope. 33s. I wouldn't go further out than the 33s. It's a pretty decent range there. I like it. Yeah, let's look at the 33 calls. Where do I want to put this? Where do I want to put this? There we go. Okay, I'm just starting to put these notes someplace where I can actually come back and trade them. All right. Citigroup is among underwriters that have halted initial public offerings of new U.S. blank check companies, also known as SPACs, until they receive more clarity on the possible legal risks posed by recently proposed rules of the SEC. So Citibank looks like they're trying to take a stand. Well, I would like to see them pop up to about 53.78 and then drop. But slingshot squeeze, MACD crossover, lots of things are happening here with Citi. Cup and handle forming. I would say above 53.30, above 53.30, a move to 54. May trade this Celt range, right, to the mid. Watch what happens with Citi at 53.75. Above that, then I think we can go long to 54.55. Rejects that. I think it comes back down to 52, right? So watch Citi. I don't really like playing Citi specifically. I'd rather play JP Morgan or a MasterCard, as a matter of fact. Speaking of, I always miss these MasterCard moves. They're so like predictable. Up and back and up and back and up and back and up. Looks like it's going to make a run today to break previous highs at 370 or 369.72. It's easier to play the downside move on these. So it looks really strong though. MasterCard looks pretty tough. Especially if it can break 370.50, right? Then it's got blue skies up to the weekly top at 393. So keep an eye on that. Carnival, there's news on. So I've noticed that Carnival has been doing some things lately, right? It still owes me, I think, $2,000. So I may try to get another $100 or $200 out of it. Yeah. When I first started trading FlowTrade years ago, I traded Carnival and got my lunch money, milk money, beer money, and steak money took. So Carnival and I have kind of this little nemesis going on, right? Okay. It's saying that it had its busiest booking week in company history, seeing a double-digit increase between March 28th and April 3rd from the previous 7-day period, according to a new statement. Company is operating nearly at its pre-pandemic capacity of 22 of its 23 ships are back in operation across its year-round U.S. home ports. Now, remember, Carnival used to be a $75 stock. It did. I'm not lying. Let me find. Was it 75 or 50? It was way more than it is now. Just look at this. Yeah, there it is. 55. Yeah. So it's running at full capacity at 45 back in January of 2020, right? It's running at full capacity now at $20 below the 200, below VWAP. So what does that tell you? Yeah, it's sketcheroni. All right. All right, everybody wants to hear about Tesla. Here it is. Tesla. Authorities in Shanghai extend lockdown orders in China's biggest city, potentially extending the closure of its gigafactory. With COVID cases in the city of 26 million surging past 13,000, highest in 2 years, Shanghai officials extend their 9-day lockdown order while ramping up testing and vaccinations to nearly all parts of the country's financial hub. Is that going to stop a freight train? Let's go back and look at this breakout that we wanted to catch that I was out doing stupid things on Friday, right? I was not paying attention to the market. And by stupid, hold on, let me back. I wasn't doing anything bad on Friday. I was just doing stupid things like going to Bed Bath & Beyond 3 times in a day, right? That kind of stuff. We missed it, right? 21, right? Retrace. Missed this move yesterday, right? This little, it's kind of curling over though. Do you see that? It's 127 is at 1155 weekly top, right? I have 1173 as a 1414. That'd be a 25-point move up, right? We have mission completion at 1157, weekly top, 4-hour top. So this is a good setup for bounce off the 4-hour top, right? There's lots of money flowing into Tesla right now. So if I wanted to take a contrarian position, meaning that I think that it pops and drops, I'm going to look to the 4-hour 21, which is the 4-hour mid also, the 1100 puts. So any rallies up, I'm going to look at those 1100 puts, make a decision if I want to take those as a pullback move. All right, 1 second. Sorry, my air conditioner's right there. Okay, so yeah, let's look a little bit deeper into Tesla. Next moves here. All right. Next up in world news, Bank of Japan's says recent forex moves somewhat rapid. Forex moves have a big impact on Japan's economy. Of course they do. And just like we trade options and futures, they trade forex. They trade money. They say the consumer inflation will likely pick up to around 2% and stay there for some time. The U.S. said Russia can't use cash at U.S. banks to pay bonds. The U.S. has decided to cut off Moscow's access to frozen funds after allowing some payments on a case-by-case basis. Russia must make sovereign bond coupon payments for bonds due in 2022 and 2042 due on Monday. Interesting. The RBA kept the cash rate unchanged at 0.10% as expected, but did make some significant hawkish changes to the statement. The RBA removed patient reference from, and in doing so, are moving a lot closer to removing accommodation, albeit with a few qualifiers around inflation and wages. Okay. I can't remember what the RBA is. World Bank. Something like that. The calendar for today. Not a lot. We have trade balance this morning at 8:30. Services PMI at 9:45. ISM services PMI at 10. That will affect the market. Okay. And then Brainerd is speaking today at 10:05. And then Williams at 2. This is interesting. So put those on your calendar. Just make sure that you're just aware. You're like, whoa, what's happening? And it's 10:05. Brainerd is speaking. Okay. All right. And finally, you just get these broken up a little bit so I'm not doing one giant run-on sentence. All right, here we go. U.S. equity futures are a touch lower as the S&P E-mini is down 0.25%. And the Nasdaq E-mini is down 0.30%, while Asian equities are mixed. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq gained on Monday as traders shook off recession fears and bought technology shares that were beaten up in the first quarter. The Dow was a modest 0.30%, but the S&P gained 0.81% and the Nasdaq surged almost 2%. Tech shares drove the gains in the U.S. equity market, led by stocks including Twitter, which are 27% after Elon Musk took a 9.2% stake in the social media company. Dollar was stronger against peers while Treasury yields edged higher. Crude futures rose with WTI climbing back above 100 a barrel. This is interesting. We're going to get into that, okay? The S&P 500 has now gained more than 16.2% since its lows on March 14th, even as interest rate traders continue to bet on faster and deeper rate hikes from the Fed Reserve are expected. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index rose 50 points. Good job, eh? Shanghai and Hang Seng both were closed. Europe, the DAX is what? Flat? I don't know. They screwed that up. My news source just blew it on that statement. Whatever. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were rising as sentiment for risk-sensitive assets got a boost, with Bitcoin up about 0.7% to above 46.5. The dollar is mostly higher while oil futures edge higher. What happened here? What is this? And gold is flat. Well, gold doesn't look flat anymore. What did we miss? Oh, trade balance is coming in right now. Well, let's watch it as it comes in, shall we? Fed speakers today include Bernard speaks at a forum on inflation, Daly discusses the economy, and Williams speaks at 1900. Ooh, I didn't see the Daly in there. U.S. and European and U.S. yields are looking higher initially as U.S. data today consists of February trade balance, March financial services and composite PMIs, and March ISM services index. Euro extended losses weakens to more than 1 week lows at 1.0960 versus a dollar. Now listen here. So I'm taking that level up your trading edge course, and it's definitely worth the money. There's a 10% off discount if you're interested. Let me know. She takes payment in euro, or whatever the exchange rate is. So When I paid for it, the euro was up. I would just recommend, if you're interested in doing something like that, where they're using the euro, now would be a good time. Okay. Yes, that would be a good time. All right. So that data's out in about 4 minutes. This is our futures chart. That's it for today. I'm going to be making some changes here too. So let's just do this. Thought I heard my dog. It's going to suck as if my dog wakes up, because I'm going to have to put you guys on pause for about 5 minutes while he does his thing. All right, well, there it is. Let's get rid of all this junk, because it did what it was going to do. It didn't care about my fib levels, did it? Not one bit. All right, well, there it is. That 618 retracement is massive. Look at that doji. God, I can't believe I missed this. I can't believe I slept yesterday. I was late yesterday. That was a life-changing day yesterday. All right. Regardless, today is a new day. So we rallied up, we pulled back, we rallied up, and that snow line held, right? What a gorgeous doji reversal candle. Nice up yesterday. We're still above the 21, the 50, and the 200. So daily chart can't really help us. Are we looking for possible triangle, a little wedge there? If that's the case, then it's going to be big old nasty one. If I go from here, right, that's the angle from the high. If I take it from here, I get a different angle, right? But I'm not willing to do that. Let's look at the 4-hour. This is that doji, right? Look at this gorgeousness. 2150 touch. It's either going to kiss and bounce, and we're going to get a nice move up, targeting 45.98, 46.09, and then ultimate magnet at 46.42. Contrarian. The 2150 cross down, right? We pull back and break support, like all of the things that we've been learning over the last couple of weeks, right? So this move, right? On this move here, we rallied up to the 618, pulled back to the 50%. Next move would be move back up, right? I have an extension. My 1414 is at 4684. I think that's a little too much, to be honest with you. I like the levels I just gave out, but let's see. We hit the 618. We pulled back to the 50% retracement. Now we go back up to the 618, and if we break through it, then we look at the extension. So let's do an extension, shall we? Low to high to low. Anything lining up? Not really. I went here. A little bit more consistent, right? And then, hold on, I'm just looking at something. All right, 30-minute. Right, 50% retracement, 618 retracement, holding, right? I would say we just have to be aware that if we do break down below this little micro-esque, there it is. All right, 30-minute troubles, okay? We should get a 50 200-day crossover. This is on the ES, which would stack our moving averages positive and allow us to move back up through this 618 retracement, and then the next big move up to 4600. Okay, 4612. Right, that's a nice move there. Contrarian, we bounce. The 50 can't get through the 200, and we bounce back down. It doesn't mean that we're in a downtrend. It just means that we're going to pull back and cycle through for the next little while. Is this an inverse head and shoulders? I don't know. But this is very interesting. I don't think I've seen the 200 start crossing down on the 30-minute, right? Crossing down, right? It's just gonna be pretty sketchy. So you could give it the first couple hours to kind of shake out and, trying to figure out what it's going to do. I'm a proponent of that, like giving it time and just being chill, kind of waiting for things to set up. So the 15 can give us a hint. As far as a target to the downside, 45.50 and that 45.40 has always been a big target, right? But like I said, so the 15-minute 200 is at the 382 from the high to the low. That's like the line in the sand. Like, if we break this, we're downtrending. I would hate to see consolidation, but it's very possible that we chop, right? 45.50, 45.80. Is that really only 30 points? Okay. Y'all can see what I'm showing you. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Hold on, let me check out those numbers real quick. Okay. Not bad. Let's look. So this is COVID, right? And since then, we've been having an increasing trade balance. We are better than last month, right? Last month was a bad month. This month might be good. I think we're going to be all right. Okay. We might have a good day today. Is what I'm saying. Based on that news. All right. The NQ. This is the second attempt at the 200. Okay. Rally up, hit the 200. Couldn't close consistently above it. Pulled back to support. Rallied up, touched it yesterday, and we're looking to take above it today. Now, this is important because if we can clear the 200-day on the daily in tech stocks in the Nasdaq, then that is good for a longer, we can start looking at small time highs. Okay. Again, contrarian, we make this big giant inverse head and shoulders. So this comes back down and forms the right shoulder. I don't think the daily is going to give us enough information to really kind of see what's going on here. Look at one thing real quick. It almost lines up perfectly, doesn't it? Okay. For our chart, weeks of downturn, good last couple days, a little sloping. So if you were smart money, would you push price back down to the 21, which is at 15,000? Actually push it down to like 14,988 and see how many people you could trap there with the 50-day right below it, right? Key level on Nasdaq or on NQ, 15,049. 15,048. That's my snow line. So skyline to snow line to skyline to skyline, right? or just a quick dip down to 15,048 or move back up. So we do have a 2150 rising. We failed to make a higher high, and now we're kind of curling. So do we get a pullback to support? This is a 4-hour pullback to support and then move. Let's keep bringing it down a little bit to see if we can get. Yeah, this looks like a hangman's noose. This looks like Tesla right here. I swear, it just looks like Tesla. I'm not. It's tough, man. It is tough. It's super tough. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. We have tools and we know how to use them. We're not afraid to draw some lines. All right, there we go. All right, well, there's that line in the sand, 15,046.25. I said 15,048, right? That was close. What has happened is we failed the 21 on the 30-minute. We came back down and we're holding the 30-minute 50-day, right at a demand zone. We break below that. 618 retracement, 200-day retest. Very possible, right? Boom. From there, they're either going to buy this dip and we're just going to continue on our merry way, or the 30-minute 50 breaks or 200 breaks, and it doesn't mean good things. There we go. Oh, that's just so precise, right? So keep an eye on these levels here. I guess that's the only thing left to say is if we break the 50-day, we're going to pull back to the 200, right? We bounced right off the 21. Rip. Fail the 21. That's so is it going to be a down day on Tuesday? Could very possibly be a down Tuesday. All right. The dilly dally daily Dow. Let's see what we've got going on here. Can I just remove all drawings? There you go. 2050 cross up. We rallied up above the 200, fell through it, right? Couldn't get back through it. Another day, another attempt. Interesting. I don't know enough stocks that really comprise the Dow enough to speak on like, oh, hey, this would be a good one to get into, but there is definitely big old supplies of, you know what I don't have on here? 1 second, let me do this. Don't remember which one of these should be used. Oh, that's kind of nice. It's just tough. It's below the 200, right? Which is technically bearish. All right, we fell out through the 21. We couldn't get back above the 50. Couldn't get back above the 50. Couldn't get back above the 50. Doji'd on the 21.50 cross down. Doji. Failure. I got a skyline at 34,566. We have a trend line, 4-hour trend line, possibly. What I'm saying is I'm not very bullish on the Dow. The last time it tested the 50, it ripped. 21 failure, 50 failure, couldn't get back through it. Finally got back through it at the cross down. I think we're bearish on the Dow, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is not so bueno. Sorry, I'm waiting to see if I can get my... There we go. All right, 30-minute 200 rejection, 2150 failure, reject the 50. I mean, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then guess what? It's a duck. So I would say look for... maybe wick down to retest this trend line. It's bearish. I don't know why I'm trying to sit here and hold and hope that maybe that this is an up channel or something crazy. But as long as we're below the 50 and the 21 and the 200 on the 30-minute chart, I would look for a move back down to 34,680. Right. I got to set the time frames on these a little different, especially if I'm using volume profile, but I'm not bullish on the Dow. Let's just stay away from it. All right. Next up is the red-headed Russell. All right, Russell, what you got for me? All right, so it does look like that wick-off theory is actually taking place. Get rid of these drawings. $21.14 magnet, 21.60 magnet, 50 rising, 21 days rising, right? Let's see what we got going on over here. On the 4-hour, we're holding the 2150, right? This is bullish. So small caps are bullish. I like a move to 2103, 2108, 2115 on the Russell, led by like Carnival, American Airlines, small cap stocks, right? They're leading the way, okay? The Russell looks way better than the Dow right now, to be honest with you, okay? Why did I do the two? Sorry, I don't need the 2-hour chart. This is good. 200 cross down, 50 cross up, 21 cross up, stack positive moving averages, right? Look for, like, there's a lot of resistance up here. Just supply zone, right? Probably this one right here. Not seeing one. Hold on. Well, there it is. That's your line in the sand, basically. 30-minute, 2096. Above that, we can look to get long, but it's doing a pretty good, decent job of holding the 21 so far. If we fail, right, 30-minute failures would be a move down to 2086, 2077, major support there. Below that, 2068. That would be a big move below the 200 though, and the 50 and the 21. Those are rising. Okay. I like the Russell. All right. That's too much time on that. All right, let's get going. We got about 15 minutes. Oh, I got to get through these faster. Gold is riding the 21 on the daily. Okay. Still stack positive moving averages 820 or 2150, 200. I don't really see anything besides a range, right? I see 1940, 1960, 1940, 1920. 1900, 1950, 2000, right? Something on those ranges from a 4 hour. Just chopping back and forth. Chop, 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 chop. Okay. This is interesting here. 4 hour spaghetti mashup. Turned out that the 50 couldn't hold the 200. Now we're just consolidating here as we gather momentum and strength. Looks like gold's moving pre-market, which is good. Above above 1942 for longs on gold. You just got to give yourself a little bit more space. Yeah, that's a big move right there. What did I say, 1942? Yeah. And then finally, let's look at crude real quick. Consolidate. Look at this choppiness. Chop, chop, choppy. Kind of held, right? Down and up. Look for maybe another up day or so in crude. It's definitely uptrending. Big, giant. Hopefully, please tell me you see this wedge. Right. So what happens at this wedge breakout? Do we break out and continue on, or do we reject and just come back down and get more consolidation happening? Big triangle, big wedge on the daily, has room up to 108, and then it pulls back to 99, 104, 100, 103, 100, and then it breaks out or down. Okay. All right. Bonds. TLT is a snitch, right? The last time we pulled back here to this white line, we bounced off of it. So I am standing by this thesis here, right? I think we have an up day on bonds, which means a down day on the ES, right? So we'll come back in and check on that in a little while. We'll check on this move. If that move happens, I'm just gonna be smashing Twitter with like, look at me now. Yen down. Okay. All right. Let's look at real quick, just a sneak peek of the bread and butters. Let's get back here. Let's do this. Let's put that on a 2-minute. Get it loaded. That's a big move in gold right now. Big move. Big move in bonds. The yen is, whoa, what's going on with the yen? If the yen clears this 200 day and the yen is up, we're going to have a bad day. We're going to have a good day. Bad day, good day. Anyway, 2 minutes. Hold on, I should probably do 3, 5. Getting some weird wikis, some John wikis. Right. Across the board. This is not instilling confidence in me. I'm glad I've got puts. What is going on? This is a 15-minute chart, so keep that in mind. Okay. Apple yesterday didn't give me an entry, or else I would have traded it. All right, lots of stuff happening at the 50 again. All right, lots of retesting the 50-day. So it looks like we're getting a bunch of 2150 touches. If they cross down, that's going to be some mini death crosses. Apple held. AMD is not loading. Just What the? Who's texting me? Whatever. All right, let's get into it. All right, this is FlowTrade. This is smart money, or this is the flow index. This is the flow index from FlowTrade. Smart money dark pool block trade algorithm software that tracks large institutions, hedge funds, smart monies, dark pools, block trades, and creates its own leading predictive indicator, meaning that it's going to show you what happens before in the market before it happens. Okay. We look for opportunities where there's divergence. Divergence means that the flow index, smart money's net buying into something as price is coming down, right? It just makes sense that price reverts to the divergent spot. GM divergence of 44, price will come up to there, right? Price moves to the flow index. Flow index doesn't move to price. Okay. I'm going to go through your requests really quickly and we will get into it. All right. We have got Johnny. First of all, good morning, Johnny, Andrea, Billy, Orlando, Terry, DJ, what's up? Glad to see you all here. Sorry about yesterday, but I got y'all going forward. Okay. Johnny wants to look at, like, the rule is whoever's here first gets the first pip. Johnny wants to look at Etsy, AMD, what? Hold on, I just caught a bug. All right. All right. So Etsy, divergence is well, the flow index is still making higher lows and higher highs, right? If it starts making lower lows and lower highs, that divergence, I think it's pretty much close to being played out. I think I said 140 was it. It hit 138.75. It's pulling back, could form a cup and handle. We have a regular block at 136, 134, and 127. There's a dark pool magnet coming up here. Let's see, this is when it came in, so it may have already been taken care of, but 140.23 and a regular at 142. If this level of support holds, right, and the flow index starts pulling up again, I think we can see some continuation on. There's lots of things like, right, over a trend line, right, we got this kind of deal going on here, right, could very possibly wedge. I would look for possible pullback to 130, 131 for support, and see what's going to go on with the flow index, because it's a really big range. If we use that one, okay. Yeah, it depends on how the market is today. I mean, we'll see if we get that pullback, but that's a pretty big run. It needs a little bit of space there. All right, AMD. I don't know how or when. All right, the flow index caught up to AMD. This doesn't look right. Something's off. Hold on. All right, I got to look into that. I don't remember. I just. All right. Anyway, I'm a big proponent of AMD sub 100, to be honest with you. Okay. If this data is accurate, then look for a pullback. It's probably already happening this morning, if I remember correctly from here. AMD 111, 109, right? 111, 109, right? I'm gonna have to come back to you on AMD. Something's off there. It just doesn't look right. Interesting. Neo is currently a little bit of bearish divergence, which is to kind of be expected. Big gapping up so much. Got a white line at 22. Lots of regular blocks. Got a white line at 23 on the nose. A little bit of bearish divergence. It's either going to bull flag break out and move away and create a bigger, larger bearish divergence, or it's going to reject and start trading with the flow index. Flow index will start needing to making lower lows and lower highs. Failed Wu-Tang reversal on the flow index means that they should start taking some profit and start pulling. The flow index should start coming back down. Now, if it bounces here, then it could very easily. I just feel like it's pretty extended. Like I'd like to see it pull back to 23. Maybe fill some of these gaps back down to 21, right? And then make a more clean, steady move up. Okay. That was Neo. Next up on our list, we have Spy, Chewy, and Tesla. And I got to run. I feel like somebody changed my card. Yeah, something's off here. All right, Tesla. Dark pool at 1145.45. Like I said, a pullback on Tesla would be healthy, right? I like the 1,000 puts, right? I'm gonna probably try to find these 1,000 puts someplace because that's a big gap, and Tesla's gonna do what Tesla wants to do. But white line at 1084.59, regular block support coming in at 1106. Okay, dark pool level 1145, flow index trading 1-to-1. And momentum, you can't stop the rain, right? It's momentum. It's doing what it's going to do. If we get some rejections, just throw a fib up on it. Throw some fibs on it, right? I'll fib that piece down to low, right? That makes sense. That lines up pretty good, right? There's your downside move, right? I think that's pretty accurate. So yeah, I like that. Watch the flow index. It can very easily make this be a head and shoulders here. You see that? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Dark pool rejection. 618 pullback, 50% retracement. So All right. I've got time for a couple more. My dog just woke up. Chewy, flow index trading with price actions, dragging price up with it, right? Regular blocks coming in 52.39, 51. Good morning, baby. Hey, puppers. Hi. I will take you outside in a minute, Kate. Oh, I know you went in your kennel to get a treat. You're doing such a good puppy. Sorry. I'm trying to kennel train him. Flow index continues to make a series of higher lows and higher highs. Should pull price action up with it. Dark pull support at 45.20. Regular block support at 45.82. If we do get a pullback, you could fib this rally here for a pullback, but this looks pretty strong. It did fill some gaps. There's a big move from 45 to 50. So I would like to see a pullback. This kind of feels overextended, like big move, little pullback, big, right? Gap fill. Little pullback for the next rally would be great. Okay. Yeah, I would love to be able to swing options 3 to 5 weeks. Orlando, that'd be great. And then the SPY. So the SPY is trading with price, right? That's a big drop off. Trading with price, trading with price, trading with price. Okay, so white line support 452, 451, 450, right? Below 450, we start to get pretty wooty. Let's throw a fib on this and see what we got. All right, fib. So the flow index is consolidating here. And this is a pretty big move from the flow index, right? 440 to 425. That's a pretty big move. 458.62 magnet. I mean, we make a new high. We reject these dark pull levels. We come back, test this white line support 453, all the way down to 450. Below 450, then I think we have to look at the fibs previous lows. Okay. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dark Algo. Please hit the like button. Leave comments in the comment section below. And I will see y'all in the rooms. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay green, and don't go chasing waterfalls. Have a great day. Let me leave you with one more look at the futures. Yes, I said it. Let me give you one more look at futures. Right, big move on gold, got capped or stopped. Crude rally dropped. Next event is ISM services. Remember the 50-day. Remember the 200. Okay. All right. Have a great day.